everybody. This is your podcast host, Chris Baker, and you're watching the podcast Tell Me Your Story. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Today, I got a special guest. He's all the way from overseas. Give it up for my man. I'll let him say his name for him. Go ahead. Tell the people who I'm speaking to.
All right, my name is Emmanuel Tosin Idris, and I'm speaking all the way from Nigeria, Africa, West Africa to be precise.
All the way from Africa. What a what an awesome time it is that we live in right now. That we can be from one part of the world to the other, just be able to connect like this. How awesome that is. And well, like how I always start with my podcast, let's just kind of dig into the beginning. Where does it start off for you? Where'd you grow up at? How many siblings do you have? Kind of just talk about life in general.
Okay, I grew up in an awesome neighborhood where I had friends. At some point, my parents grew up in a very rugged settings, like a ghetto, where you play and then you play from morning till night with your siblings, and then other kids. And then you play, and in Africa here you have moonlight play, whereby the kids will come out late in the night and then they tell stories, share stories, moontail stories, and then everybody claps their hands. Sometimes you have an elderly person whereby they share stories and then everybody claps their hand and listen to them. And then you play hide and seek. And then there was a time we moved from that environment and then moved to a very quiet environment, that kind of settings. Moving from a rowdy environment then to a very quiet environment. So it was like a change of environment for me growing up as a kid. So I had to adapt from a loud, noisy environment to a quiet environment. So I had to start making new friends whereby you have to go to their doorstep to knock before they come out to play with you.
Yeah, hold on for a minute. So tell me, like, what was that adjustment like? Going from like it was just like you said, everybody came out, it was dancing, it was a loud environment. You were always around loud noises, and then when you moved, then all of a sudden it got quiet. You was in this quiet neighborhood. How was you feeling about that? How was that adjustment?
The adjustments was not really that cool because you have to start making new friends. You have to start adapting to the way of life of the people that you move to. Then because in that new environment, they don't come out to play. They don't really come out to play. It's either they come to visit you or you go and visit them. So, but unlike the way where I was coming from, where I grew up from, everybody comes out even without you inviting them. You see everybody outside
Yeah,
playing. So you join them automatically. But this new environment, you have to go to their house, knock on their step to visit them before you have a time with them, or they come to your own house to pay you a visit. It's really a quiet environment.
but it's very sounds peaceful. Sounds like it'd be a good time just to relax and. But you said the adjustment though is just meeting new people, and that's what the
Yeah.
especially just growing up and you knew everybody in the neighborhood, and then moving to somewhere else and you're kind of like, I don't know about this guy. I don't know about this guy. Is there a lot of stores within reach? Like, how do you get your groceries and stuff ready? Like right around the corner, food.
How I get my groceries.
Yeah,
Okay, getting groceries it was really difficult because in a quiet environment, they don't sell things like that. You have to buy things before getting to your house. In Africa, yeah, it's not like you have to. It's just like you have to take bike or take cab before going to the grocery store, before getting to the grocery store. Because it's a quiet environment, so people don't really sell things around. People don't really sell things around, so you have to like take cab to go and get your things. So once you are coming out from maybe your office or your workplace, you have to get all those things you want to buy. You have to get them before you get home, because the moment you get home, it will be like you are traveling back to go and get other things you want to get. So getting groceries was kind of difficult when we moved to a new environment. So because People don't really sell things around. Everywhere is just quiet. Everywhere, everybody was just on their own.
So how long does it usually take you to like ride your bike or take a cab to the store?
Let's say maybe uh, as I then maybe 10 minutes.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
That's not too far. I mean, it's like
yeah,
not
exactly.
that far of a walk. You had me thinking like you were going like an hour out of your way just to go to the store. Like, oh man.
Yeah,
Um, so your childhood was pretty good. How about
yeah,
schooling?
yeah, really good, really good, really. I really enjoyed my childhood days. I enjoyed my childhood days.
Dude, I love my
Being a
childhood.
child, you don't have any expenses.
No.
Nobody, you have no bills to pay.
Yeah, you had that freedom. You're just
Exactly, you
able
have
to
that
live
freedom,
life.
you have the liberty. You have that liberty. Your parents will leave you alone to play with other kids, and then as child because they want you to enjoy that childhood
Oh
because
yeah.
it's just a phase in life. You don't have two times in life where you enjoy your childhood. It's just once.
See, like during the childhood, man, that's the best time because well, in my childhood, we didn't have these things that we're holding right now. These phones. We were free to the world,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
here in the States, when we had to come home, that was when the street lights came on. That was when we had to come home. We were
Okay.
usually out playing freeze tag, sports, kickball, football. We'd be out from the time the sun came up to the sun went down. Usually we had to come in like dinner time, but usually after dinner time we were right back out there. Every time I talk about my childhood nowadays, it just sounds like I'm describing a movie because of what I see nowadays with these kids. How much has changed?
Yeah, so much has changed.
How was your school? What was the experience like?
My school,
Yeah.
oh, you know, my school, I it's kind of in Africa, yeah, it's kind of different from the States. The way of life and then things in Africa, yeah, it's kind of different. In Africa, school is usually like a place of fear, whereby when you are going to school, you have this kind of fear in your heart that you don't know what next you will meet in school because in Africa, yeah, they do flog. Your teachers the liberty to flog you, whereby once you default on the rules and regulations, the teacher has the right here in Africa to discipline you. And when I mean discipline you, they use lashes on you. They
Oh.
lash your back. Yes, that's Africa. So it's not like it's a different culture here.
Oh, I
It's a
bet.
different, yeah, it's a
Well,
different culture here. So in Africa, in my childhood, so I was in my starting from my elementary school, I was one of the very best students in school. So, but despite that fact, I was one of the very best. I still had the fear of my teacher in art.
I bet.
Because sometimes you want to go and meet your teacher, and then you have this fear. You will not be able to approach her or approach him because the kind of attitude or character is going to exhibit on you. You might not like it. So you have this fear. There is this fear we had with our teacher then, but it's not like that anymore, any longer actually. But back then, we usually have that fear that it's so very difficult to approach your teacher
Yeah.
because they are always strict. Teachers
Well,
back then they were like demigods.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, well, getting a lashing, man. I don't know if I would want to get on the bad day of a teacher, man.
That's what happens here. That's what happens here, man.
We actually here in the States, we used to have that where they would discipline us if we started acting out. But it got to a point where they ruled it out. They're like, no, we're taking this out of school. We're not doing this no more. Because what they would do, they would take a ruler, and this was before my time. This was like during my parents' time. They said if they would start acting up, they would have a ruler in hand and smack the bed. They would have you look through a keyhole and slap you. Whoosh, whoosh. Did you get any lashings while you're in school, or you were just a good kid?
A lot. It's a normal thing. it's a normal thing here to be lashed in, to be flogged. It's a normal thing here. Even if sometimes even parents will tell teachers, please, if this child misbehaves, please flog him. Don't hesitate.
What was the lashings for?
For to make to correct an erring child. That's it, just to discipline. Unlike some presently that you can just talk to a kid and then try to correct a kid. But in those days, they use lashes to correct you.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to bring it back a little bit compared to what I see nowadays.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it taught us pretty well, I think. It made us fear the teacher and, have to take it all in and listen correctly. Instead of nowadays where we have the option to be on our phones and stuff, mess around. And you're not getting fully taught. You're not fully learning what you should be learning. So, being like you said, they were disciplining us at the time. That helped us understand a lot better. And as you said, you're like, I don't want to get on the wrong side of that teacher, man. I'm gonna sit here, take it all in, learn everything I can. Did you go to the university?
Sure, sure. I went to the university.
What did you study?
I studied pure and applied physics.
Nice. Is that what you currently do for work?
I'm a solar engineer. I install solar system, and then I'm a broadcast journalist also.
Nice. Have you ever been outside of Africa?
No, I've never been outside of Africa. I've never
You
been
ever
outside.
plan on leaving?
I plan on leaving very soon.
Where do you plan on going?
I plan to go to the Western countries, United States, United Kingdom, Canada, uh, Paris. I love Paris. I love to be at the Eiffel Tower. I love United States. I love Australia, far away Australia. That's I've been hearing about their cold weather. I love and I love maybe part of the Asian countries. I love Korea. I love to travel. I love to travel. But one day I will leave the shores of Africa.
That's what I was thinking, man. I love traveling, getting out there, just seeing the world. I mean, that's what I
Exactly.
did when I first
To
got out of
experience new
school.
culture.
Huh?
To experience new culture.
Yes. Just get out there, man, and just that's the biggest thing about traveling, for people that are watching, listening. You get so used to your surroundings and you get comfortable at home that once you actually get out into the world, it's a whole different ball game, man. You start embracing different cultures. You get to taste different foods, different culture food.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
mean, it changes you as a person as well. You start to become more just connected with everybody. You understand people a lot better. You get to a better way to put it is you get yourself out of that bubble, that comfort zone, and kind of step into the unknown. And it's pretty awesome, man. And just hearing like what I do right now, just hearing other people's stories and where they come from, that's what it's all about to me. But the one thing I've learned about just being out in the world, man, I think we're all after the same thing. We're all chasing the same thing. We want to know what about this life that has been gifted to us that we've been blessed with. So if you had to pick anywhere in the world, where you going first? Going to Paris, Australia,
Okay, if I want to pick from all those countries, I would pick Paris
Paris, Paris.
because I dream of proposing there actually.
You're gonna meet a nice woman there. You're gonna
That's my dream city. That's my dream city actually, Paris. Paris is a city of love.
yes. I never been to Paris,
Okay.
but I bet I could imagine, man, especially the Eiffel Tower, and then
Yeah.
finding out there's a restaurant at the very top. Did you know about that?
About what? Come
The,
again?
the restaurant in the Eiffel Tower?
Restaurants. Yeah, I've had stories about it. I've had stories about restaurant at the Eiffel Tower.
Is that where you're gonna meet the love of your life at?
I'm planning to take the love of my life there and then propose there.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
So how long you guys been together?
Uh, a year.
Oh, you. And then you guys gonna go to Paris? How do you plan on doing it?
I've not started planning actually, so it's just something that is in my heart.
Oh, just okay, okay, I can see. You're gonna get to Paris. You guys are gonna have it. I'm picturing it right now. You
Yeah,
guys are gonna
yes.
get out there. You guys are gonna see the whole town,
Mhm.
explore, try these
Mhm.
different dishes, and then at the end of
Yeah.
the day, you're gonna get her right there in front of the Eiffel Tower, and she's gonna be like,
Mhm.
look at this, Emmanuel, look."
You get it.
Then she's gonna
It
turn
will be
around.
an awesome experience.
She's gonna turn around. She's gonna see you on your knee, say, "Please, please."
It'll be like Hollywood movie.
And then yeah, it could be. Yeah. Like, oh man, I wish I could be there to film it.
I wish. I would have loved to be there.
So, are you in media though?
Come again?
Do you do radio? You work in radio?
Yes, I do radio. Yes, I do radio. I do radio. I do TV.
How did you get into radio? What interested you into radio?
Uh, okay, I got into radio through a friend of mine. Sometimes that's why what you love to do, don't hide it. Let people know what you love to do. So my friend knows that I love to talk about politics. I love to talk about the country. I love to talk about the world. I love to talk about Africa. I love to talk about the politics of the world. So they were just looking for someone that would fill in that gap in their radio station. So he just called me. Oh, I have a friend who loves to talk about politics, loves to talk about what is happening in the world. And then he just called me, and I was so very glad. Like, wow, it's awesome. It's an awesome opportunity, a platform for me to voice out, to say something to the world. And then it just connected me. That's why I started.
Kind of talk about the stuff that what do you like to talk about the most on there? When you get into, like you said, you like to talk about politics. What do you talk about most? What gets you going? What's that fire inside you that gets going when you talk about it?
uh, the vibes that is in me that makes me to talk about is things that are happening, things are not really working well in Africa, in Nigeria. And then, we have bad government, we have uh, bad economy, no light. So we really need someone that would be elected into the position of power that would solve all these problems for us, whereby we too can live a better life in other countries. So it's just like speaking truth to power.
So tell us a little bit more about just your country alone and what happens on there. What needs to be fixed and how should it be done? Kind of talk about that.
Okay, what happens in my country? For example, uh, presently I'm using a generating set to power the light in my house.
Hmm,
There's no light.
I
We
see.
hardly have we hardly have maybe 15-hour power electricity for a day. Hardly. Even if you have 15 hours, you are an elite in Nigeria.
Really?
I'm telling you the real fact. So that's one of those things that we suffer here in Nigeria. Electricity is one major problem that we are facing here in Nigeria. And then we have inflation rates where things are so expensive, the minimum wage, people find life so difficult, when you can't eat 3 square meal. And then even when you eat two, you'll be so grateful that, oh, at least I can eat 2 square meal, not three. Whereas some people can. And then we have corruption cases in Nigeria also, where we have corrupt leaders embezzling public funds. There is the funds that are meant for the citizens to better the life of the citizens. So things like that. So we really need so many people to speak truth to power. We really have so many. We really have so many here in Africa and Nigeria that really speaks truth to power.
Now, if you were to possess the power to be able to fix all these problems, how would you do it?
Well, as a leader, it's one thing to be a leader, and then it's another thing to have good people surrounding you, and then to be able to harness their potentials, and then to be able to make things work. As a leader, if I've been elected as a leader in my country presently, I will first of all, I will surround myself with people with like minds, people that are seeing the bigger picture. That, oh, we can take our country from this pit to the mountain top. We can make our country also better, and then people can invest and come into this country. Not many people from my country live in the country.
Man, that's pretty good,
So
man.
yeah, it's pretty good.
And for my audience that are currently listening and watching right now, if you can't currently see what's happening as he's talking, he just told us that how you have power in your house, that's not normal where he lives. It's that's a gift. It's a blessing in
Yeah.
disguise. And like you said, you're the elite compared to the rest of like how many people in your community have electricity in their house?
Uh, Virtually everybody has electricity, but the problem is, we have uh, an agency like people that generates this electricity and give it out to the people. But the issue is the megawatt that they are generating is not enough for the whole country. So it's just like they are sharing it among communities,
Okay.
among states. Like if this state should have maybe 6 hours, you give it to another state. No, things like that. They share. The megawatts is not enough for everybody. It's not sufficient to run the country.
And do you guys have a lot of like blackouts? Does the power go out a lot out there?
Blackout is a normal thing here in Nigeria.
Just very normal.
It's normal. It's not like I'm saying something, but it's a normal thing here in Nigeria. Blackout is a normal thing to the extent that when some people talk, when there is power, when they restore power, people shout for joy. So you can see that's weird. People shout for joy. I'm very serious. People shout like to the extent that some people pray to God so
Well,
that they can restore power.
so do you guys have running water and stuff inside your house as well?
Yeah, we have running water. We have running water.
Okay. Yeah.
Not everybody has running water.
So it's like okay, so everybody has electricity, but it's kind of like it goes back and forth. You got people that do have water and don't have water.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I'm just trying to think of questions. So you said it happens very often. You guys have the blackouts and stuff. What do you guys usually do in that time period? Do you have somebody like that? How long does it take before the power gets restored that comes back on the site?
It depends on the leadings of uh, the authorities, power holding authorities. They can decide. You can't just predict. They just restore back the electricity, restore back the power, just like that. So it's not something you can predict. If they restore it, you'll be happy. If they don't, it's like a normal thing. You find another means. That's why we have generating sets selling in this part of the world.
So what do you guys
People
do
have
in that?
even gone to the extreme of having a
What do you guys usually do in that situation? You guys grab the flashlights? You got candles that you guys light up, or
yes, we have flashlight, and some people have installed solar energy into their homes,
okay, okay, solar light.
installed solar panels on their roof.
I think that's like really the way to go, man. It's the more I look into it, this using the solar energy probably saved a lot of bills too. I can only imagine. You guys, does your electric bill get pretty high?
Yeah.
Whew. Uh, okay, as we begin to wrap this thing up, how do people? Okay, before I do sign off, somebody wants to know who taught you English? Where did you learn your English?
Coming in?
Who taught you English?
Who taught me English?
Yes.
Oh, My teachers taught me how to speak English.
Oh, you guys were all taught it growing up?
I can't I can't get you.
It was you were taught growing up?
Yes, I was taught growing up. You know, English is our lingua franca.
Okay.
Is our language here in Nigeria. Is our main language here in Nigeria. Nigerians speak English, so it's our main language.
If anybody were to come to your country, what should they bring and what should they expect?
Oh, if you are coming to my country, you should expect, like I've been saying since, you should expect come along with your power bank. Come along with your power bank because that's one thing that is affecting our country: electricity, power.
What is
So
the
come along.
most beautiful thing to see in your country?
The most beautiful thing. Oh, we have hills, we have mountains, we have waterfalls, we have dam, we have ocean, uh, we have gold, we have limestone, we have, I don't know whether you know cocoa that they use to make chocolate. Uh, yeah, we have that. We have natural resources here in Nigeria. We have natural resources, and we have beautiful places where you can have. So you have mountains, hills. We have whereby it's so high like any other thing. So we have those things here in Nigeria.
So you're pretty much the landscape and everything, and you can see all that beauty, man. You can take it all in and
Exactly.
get that fresh
Yeah,
air.
yeah, exactly. We have those beautiful places here in Nigeria.
uh,
And we have history. We have history too. We have beautiful history.
hmm, what should they watch out for in your country?
What's what?
What should they watch out for? What is the most? What should you be watching out for if you're in the area?
Uh just watch out for what can you watch out for? In Nigeria, you watch out for other person driving. Let me put that. You watch out for the next driver
When people
because
attract crazy.
exactly people drive crazily. Yeah, they drive crazily. Yeah, they pass through one way.
I could only imagine.
So yeah, so you have to watch out for the next driver, not just only for yourself. Watch out for the next driver. Like, oh, this person might drive crazily.
All right, that's all we got for today. Anybody that's watching, listening, I want to say thank you for watching. This is pretty awesome to be reaching from overseas. It doesn't matter where you're at in the world, I want to hear your story. And today, we heard Samuel's story. Samuel, if anybody would like to reach out to you, how can I do that? How can I get in contact with you?
All right. My contact, my email address, email. They can contact me through my Facebook and do my email address or my phone number. My email address is Emmanuel syn009@gmail.com.
And I'll put
Let
that.
me repeat that. Emmanuel syn009@gmail.com. Or you can call my contact number, my phone number at
No, no,
081
no, no, no,
plus
no, 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 no. Let's not.
okay,
We won't do that because you'll have a
okay,
lot of people prank calling you, and you don't want that. We'll just do the
okay,
emails. That way, you have the real
all
people
right,
contacting, and nobody's making funny
all right,
business.
all right.
But you guys heard it here. Samuel told his story. How do you feel, man?
I feel good. I'm so happy to share my story.
One day we'll get to see each other as you come to the States. Where are
Yeah,
you going to
sure,
go to
definitely.
first when you come to the States?
I love Philadelphia.
What?
I love Philadelphia.
Oh, you're going to go to Florida. Florida, okay. That's a great start. Choose the right time of the year, though. Don't go there in the hurricane season. I would say go there like April, the springtime, or the summertime. That'd probably be the best time to go there.
How about Philadelphia?
So a lot of times it will. Florida, man, they get smacked down with some crazy weather out there.
Okay. How about Philadelphia?
Hmm?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia? That's a great
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, if you like the mountains, man, where you're at, Philadelphia will be the place to go.
Yeah.
That'd be a great start for you too, man. I don't know, that's a big culture change. You're gonna be heading into the city.
Yeah.
Big old city. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to take that
Yeah.
challenge?
I'm ready to take the challenge.
What kind of job would you work if you came here to the States? What are you looking for work?
If I'm to look for a work, I would in the States. I would love to also keep speaking on radio.
We have plenty of
I
jobs out
love to
here.
keep speaking on radio. Uh, I love talking. That's just my hobby. I love to talk. Yeah,
God
I love
blessed
to
you with it, man.
talk.
God blessed you with it.
I love to talk. That's I love to read. I love to talk. I love to travel. Things like that. So I just love to educate minds.
Shoot, you're a jack of all trades, man.
I love to
All right.
educate minds.
That's all we have for today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Until next time, this is Chris. That's Samuel. Peace out.
Now,
Okay.
if nothing is done to salvage the situation at the moment, this from now till 2023, God forbid.